given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear.
What's up, YouTube? It's the girl, Taylor Petty Gang, you feel me? And I'm here today to give you guys another story time. Why? Just because it's almost Christmas. You guys love my story times, as I've been told. And this story takes place around Christmas last year, so it would only be right if I told it around Christmas this year. That's the only thing that would make sense. So this one might turn into a little bit longer story because I have to explain quite a few things like thoroughly for you guys to understand and like follow the story. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna try not to make it too long, whatever. But I got my coffee, even though it's literally like 7 o'clock at night, but don't judge me. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and sit and listen to another one of my messes that I call my life. So, hold on. Okay, just had to make sure I don't have lipstick on my teeth again. You guys saw the title of this, and I classified this as the worst party ever because why? It was so much drama. Like, nothing even crazy happened, but it was too much drama for me in one night. And it was just, there was too much tea. So, this story starts, at one of my friends' houses. You guys know who I'm talking about. I've talked about her before on my channel. Her name I gave her was Bertha. So I'm at Bertha's house with Angela, if you guys remember that from that other story time, and another girl. I don't think I've ever spoken of her. So we're gonna give her a name, Emily. Angela, Bertha, and Emily. So we're all on the same page here. So us three, me, Angela, and Emily, we go to Bertha's house because we decided we're gonna have a sleepover. It is literally the 23rd, so we go to her house on the 23rd, but then, you know, it's gonna turn into Christmas Eve the following day at midnight. So we get to her house, we're bored as hell, there's nothing to do. So what do? Us being the baby kids that we are, we decide we're gonna get a bottle. And you know what kills me is everything that is funny that always happens to me while I'm drunk. And what kills me is, like, I'm not even a huge drinker like that. Like, especially back then, I didn't drink that much, but it was like once every like 6 months, which is why it's so crazy, because it's like all of my good stories happen every time I get drunk. So I don't know. But anyways, we're drinking. Once again, we got like Captain Morgan or some shit. And we're at Bertha's house just cooling, kicking it. We're having fun. And we didn't even really drink that much. We probably had like me and Angela probably had like 3-4 shots. Emily, she is one of those like prudy little girls. She didn't do much of anything. Like, you had to convince her to do shit. And I was always the one to do it. I was always the one to convince her to do some shit. So I'm like pressuring her, like being the bad person that I am. I'm like, come on, Emily, come on. Like, you need to get lit with us, right? So as that's going on, I'm pressuring her. She probably has like 2 shots too. And Bertha, meanwhile, one thing about Bertha that y'all need to know is Bertha was like one of those people that was down to do anything. But when it came to alcohol, that bitch was definitely an alcoholic, okay? She always knocked it back. Like I said, I didn't drink like that. I did a lot of other stuff, but I didn't drink like that. So when it came to drinking, I was never the one to be like, yeah, I want to drink, let's get lit, you know what I'm saying? No, that was always her. It was always her idea. And she was the one, and like, this never happened, but like in these situations, she was always the one pressuring me. Like, I don't get pressured. Like, I'm the pressurer. And I know that sounds bad, but like, that's just how I am. That's my personality. But she was always pressuring me to drink because I didn't like drinking. That's a fun fact. Something that you need to know is, like, I wasn't a big drinker. She was. Like, she was always knocking the bitches back every time. Like, she always got white girl wasted. There was no stopping her once she had a bottle in her hand. The bitch was gone immediately. Like, she didn't even have to be drunk, but you already knew some shit was going down, okay? So Anyways, that's what that is. So we're all just bored chilling at her house, drinking, whatever. So Bertha, drunk ass, gets an idea to like she wants to go do something. She's tired of sitting in the house because all we ever did at Bertha's house was sit in her house and do baby kid shit. And she would always have to worry about her mom because her mom was never home on Friday nights. Her mom didn't come home on Friday nights, but she had an older brother that lived with her, but her brother was like weird. Like he never came out of his room, so like he knew we would be there, but like we never saw him. Like, you feel me? So we would be in her room, but her room was big. She had her own bathroom, and then her kitchen was like right outside her room. So like we never saw this man's. Bertha was 16, 17 doing shit that I was doing at 14, 15. You feel me? Like she was a little like, I was gonna say she's a late bloomer, but like no, that's probably the age that you should be doing baby kid shit. I was just early. I grew up too fast. So everything that Bertha did and thought was fun, I had already done it, been doing it, and I had, been in her situation. So it was like I understood it, but I was always trying to like mother her and like look out for her, you feel me? Because it's like I've been through that shit already, and I don't want you to go through the same shit because you see how it worked out for me. So like listen to me. But she was a strong-willed bitch. Like she never wanted to listen to me, hard-headed as hell, and that's my own fault because those are the type of friends I chose. Whatever. So that being said, Bertha always was trying to do some bad shit at her house. Like I said, her mom wasn't home, so like drinking. She always wanted to drink at her house, which that's one thing because it's like we can get drunk, do dumb shit, whatever, and by the morning be cool because when her mom got home, like we could already have hid the empty bottle, whatever. We wake up, we're not drunk anymore. Cool. Smoking, she always wanted to smoke in her room, and that was just stupid to me because it was like, but your mom's gonna come home and smell weed and smell whatever in her house. Like, why would you want to smoke in your room? But she like never got that. Like she just wanted to be hard-headed no matter how many times I told her like this shit's not a good idea. So on this particular night, she's like, I want to sneak out, I want to go do shit, whatever. And she's sneaking out of her window. If y'all watched one of my first story times when I got locked out of my house, y'all know this did not go over well for me. And if you haven't watched that, go check it out. We know this didn't work out for me. So what do? I'm like, of course I'm lit. So I'm like, yeah, like that sounds fun. But then I'm like, bitch, no, you're gonna get in trouble. Like, I know your mom's not home right now, but it's like if she finds out or like your brother decides to come out of his room and realizes we're not there, it's gonna be a problem. And she's always like, everything's cool. He's not going to come out. We're not going to get caught, whatever. And I'm like, like she has her heart and mind set on this. And if you know Bertha, like you would know, like if she really, really wants to do something, like nobody's going to tell her no, basically. So I'm like, the only thing I could do is like agree because I'm at her house. She was basically like, y'all can stay here and do whatever, but I'm finna dip. And I'm like, bro, you're not going to leave us at your house at 12 o'clock at night. Like that's just not what it is, you feel me? So I'm basically trying to convince Angela and Emily like, let's go, because like who the hell is gonna stay here at her house? Like we can't do shit, you feel me? This ain't our house. Well, they end up deciding like, yeah, it could be cool, whatever, let's go out. Whole time we don't even have a plan. We have no idea where we're finna go because we have no car. So it's kind of like, what are we finna do? So Bertha, she went up on her Tinder and found a whole bunch of dudes, added them on Snap, and she was like, what's the move, basically, because we're trying to find something to do. So a dude swipes up, and I'm going to use his name that we call him because that's not his real name, but he went by 19. I don't know why. I think it's because he was 19 years old, but like, I think he told us like that's how many bodies he caught or something. Like, boy, stop, please. You is not a killer. Like, please stop it. Like, he was definitely a burbs ass dude. He was definitely from the burbs. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. So he's like, you know what? I'm having a little kickback at my hotel that I got. And we like, ooh, hotel, no parents? Ooh, it's about to be lit. So we get excited, whatever. Meantime, we're like trying to get ready because like I'm thinking I'm going over to Bertha's house. We're chilling for the night. We getting crunk and we chill in her room. So I ain't got on no makeup. My hair not done. I ain't got on no clothes. Like I got on PJs, right? And I'm like, shit, bro. Like I don't want to go out and look busted. You feel me? Like who wants to do that? it's midnight. I can't go home and get stuff. So I'm like, Bertha, you won't have to cough up some of your clothes so I can look at least a little decent. So that's what we did. We got dressed up. Bertha, you know, she got all the way done up because this is her house. So she's already planning, like she's finna go catch her some. If you feel me, that's what her plan was. Me, I'm in a whole relationship, so that was not my plan. I was just basically going because my friends are going, and I wanted to get drunk because he told me there was bottles. So that's that. It takes him probably like an hour and a half to 2 hours for him to pull up on us. And I'm like, dude, it's like 2 a.m. We don't even have time to like really be there that long because we got to be back by like 7. And he's like, no, you good. She don't want to give him the address to her house, so he pulls up in the middle of the street, and we sneak out her whole window. And like her window is ground level, but you gotta do a little jump. So we out here looking stupid, like the 4 of us just one after another hopping out her window. Then we gotta close the window from the outside. We had a rope and a chair because it's like we had to jump down, but there was no way for us to get back in because none of us had the upper body strength to be doing all that. No. So we all hop up out her window and we threw a chair down beforehand or after or whatever with a rope on it that like was still in the window, so we could pull it back up when we came inside. You feel me? Like, we were smart about that. So we threw the chair down with the rope attached to it and closed the window. And we met this dude in his car in the middle of the street. Ghetto. So we get in the car, and he's just looking like, bitch, I ain't know it was all of y'all. Like, you told me you and a friend, like, meeting 1. You didn't tell me it was going to be 4. So we like, hey, what's up? Like, who ready to get lit? Whatever. Bertha gets in the front seat with him while me, Angela, and Emily sit in the back seat because that was supposed to be her man's. That's what she was there to do. Get some from him. Like, this was her plan, whatever. So I'm blue because I am smart in situations like this. Like, no, I don't know the dude. And that was one of my things, like, before going. Like, I did stop and think, like, we don't know who this dude is. We have no idea who he is. We've never met him. And it's, like, it was a little sketchy to me because, like I said, we didn't know him at all. We never met him. And that was the thing with Bertha. Like, she was always trying to, like, go off with some random-ass dude that she's never met. And it would be one thing, you know, if, like, you met him a few times or you've at least seen a picture of his face. She never saw what this dude looked like. So we could have gotten in the car with, like, a 57-year-old man who was trying to murder us and kill us. We didn't know. So I was sketched out. But just in case, what I did was I grabbed my debit card, put it in my bra. I grabbed the charger for my phone because nobody else grabbed one. I'm like, what if all of our phones die? Like, I'm thinking logically, like, what will we need for the night? Just in case something happens. So I bring my debit card because, you know, if he decide to ditch us somewhere in the middle of nowhere, we need an Uber. You feel me? Or a Lyft or something. We need an Uber or a Lyft, period. Like, I'm thinking about ways of, just in case something goes wrong, how the hell we gonna get back to the crib? My dumb ass. I'm so worried about making sure, because I was the mother. I'm so worried about making sure everybody else good, chilling, and got all their stuff together and is ready to go by the time he gets there, that I forget my fucking phone. I forget my fucking phone at her house. So I'm sitting in the back of the car. Like, we finally made it to the car after like 5 minutes of us doing all that. And then I'm looking, I'm like, where the hell is my phone? I'm like telling people to turn on lights. Like, we barely pulled off. We barely made out her neighborhood. And I realized I forgot my phone. And I had said something out loud, but like everybody kind of looked at me like, oh, well, bitch, like, what's up? So I took that to mean like he's not going back. So I was just like, forget it. Like, the other 3, they have their phones. So I just am shit out of luck because I ain't got my phone. Meanwhile, I was kind of salty. Like, yeah, I wanted my phone for in case of emergencies. But I also wanted to take snaps, you know, look cool, like flex for the snap. So it was kind of shitty. Plus, it's like, you know, if you get bored at a party, like, what do? You sit on your phone. And I couldn't do that because I had no phone. But whatever. That's neither here nor there, right? We drive, when I tell you, like, the drive was so irrelevant because, like, nothing even happened, so I'm gonna skip that part. But it's literally, like, pisses me off now I think about it. We drove for, like, an hour and a half to get to this dude's hotel. And I can't for the life of me remember what city it was in. Whatever, we finally get to the hotel. We all post up in his shit, and we're cooling, whatever, right? Hold up. So we cooling, and we like, yo, I thought this was gonna be like a party, like a kickback, you know, like I thought more people was gonna be here. I didn't realize it was gonna be us four and you. Like, who the hell are you? So I'm getting a little nervous because I'm like, there's nobody else here. Like, what does this man plan to do to us? But at the same time, I'm thinking logically, what the hell is his last finna do to all four of us? Because me by myself, I take you. But with the rest of these, but no, you're not doing nothing. He's like, chill. I got some homies sliding through later. And I'm like, homies isn't who? Like, all dudes? Is there gonna be some more girls? Or what's up? I was there to have a good time. But it's like, I always feel awkward when it's a bunch of dudes. Because it's like, women, we know what dudes be on. I'm in a relationship. So it's like, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. Just around a whole bunch of dudes that are all gonna be trying to get some. And it's like, I'm gonna have to, and I'm the only one with the boyfriend. So I'm gonna have to be the one to be like, yeah, no, taken, sorry, like, and just sit back, you feel me? And like, that's so awkward to me because it's like, dudes, they're like, okay, there's 4 girls here, so they probably invited 3 other dudes. So he get a girl, and then like the rest of them get one when they come through. And I'm like, but I'm taking, so that one dude finna be real shitty. We all just chilling. And my ass, I was so, like, I was kind of drunk still, even after this hour and a half. I'm still tipsy, and I'm, like, sitting there yelling. I'm like, I need chapstick. Do you have chapstick? Do you have chapstick? Do you have chapstick? Like, I'm sitting there screaming, telling everybody, like, I need chapstick. That's what I'm saying. Asking all of them, do they have some damn chapstick? And everyone's like, bitch, none of us brought a purse or nothing. Like, nobody has chapstick. And I'm like, well, I need some. I saw a gas station down the street. We gotta go get some. And they're like, bitch, you so fucking trifling. Like, you need chapstick? And I'm like, yo, give me your car keys. Let me go to the store. And he's like, nah, all of y'all finna go. And I'm like, did I say all of us? Like, I'm being all in his face because I'm like, bitch, you not gonna do me. Did I say all of us? No, I want to go to the motherfucking store. Give me the goddamn keys. And he's like, he's drunk at this point too. Like, he had been sipping some Grey Goose or something. So he just literally hands over his keys to a girl he never met. Like, if I was smart, I should have robbed his shit. I should have took off in that. But I didn't. I was a nice person. And I went to the store, got my fucking chopstick, and went back. By myself. Because when I asked them to come with me, nobody wanted to fucking come with me. When I tell you, the gas station was literally down the street. The hotel right here, right? You gotta go through the parking lot, go around the corner, hit the stoplight, and the gas station's on the other side of the damn stoplight. So go through and turn in. You feel me? I go in there, I get my chapstick. I leave, I come back, and I go in the parking lot. Go right there. And I don't have a phone. Keep in mind, I have 0 phone. So, not only could I have, like, gotten a car crash, nobody would have knew what the fuck was happening to me because I'm drunk. And, or, what actually happened, I got locked the fuck outside. And I had no way to get in because I don't remember the room number. I have no idea what the room number is. So, I have no way of knowing or finding my friends or getting inside. Meanwhile, I'm sitting outside looking mad stupid. I see some dudes pull up. It was like 3 of them, and then I think there was a girl. So I was assuming that that was somebody's girlfriend. So I went straight up to the girl and was like, "Hey, could you help me?" And she was like she talked like a straight up nigga. Like, she was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I took a step back and I was like, could you help me find my friend's room? Like, I have no idea what room they're in. I'm kind of drunk. And I can't even get in the building. Could you just help me get inside? And she was like, oh, well, we not staying here. My friend coming downstairs to let us in. We there for his shit. And I was like, who's your friend? And she was like 19. I'm like, that's who I'm here with. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait with you guys, and then when he comes down, I'm gonna follow you guys, okay? And she's like looking at me like, bitch, why are you telling me your whole life story that I could give less than a damn? And I caught on. I'm like, oh, that's kind of like TMI, who gives a fuck, right? He finally comes down. He was like, I've been waiting on you. Thought you took off with my shit, bitch. Like being my extra. And I'm like, bitch, I couldn't get inside. Say that shit for somebody else. I don't want your nasty ass car anyway. So me and him get into it because I didn't like the way he came at me. That was mad disrespectful. I ain't got a fucking phone. You know I ain't have a phone because your bitch ass wouldn't go back and get it. So I wasn't able to call nobody. So my trip, even with all the inconvenience, I was gone probably, I swear to God, about 10-15 minutes. 10-15 minutes. That's it. That's all I was gone. When I came back with everybody else, I walked in the room. I see Angela, Emily, and Bertha sitting on the Bertha sitting on the couch, mad as hell. Like, I could tell immediately when I went in the room, her ass was pissed off. The whole vibe was fucked up. And there was this like jacuzzi thing on the side of the room that Emily and Angela were sitting in, and they were drunk as fuck. Like, I came back, there was one bottle to share between all of us, and when I first got there, we had just opened it. I had one before I left. I came back and that bitch was gone. I was blue because I was like, so now I can't drink because y'all asses drunk all this shit. And I look at Bertha, the actual alcoholic, and I could tell like she was drunk because she was sitting there, like she looked drunk, but at the same time, like she was so mad that she let her anger take over her drunk. She was not having no more fun. And I was like, what's going on, right? These bitches over here, I'm blue with them too because I don't even know why she mad, but I'm mad because I'm like, bitch, first of all, I know y'all did not drink all this shit without me. Like, y'all some petty assholes and y'all didn't even want to come with me. Fuck y'all. I was pissed off. So I wasn't even trying to talk to them. I was so mad. After me and Bertha was like, we finna go to the pool. We wanted to go sit in the hot tub. So I'm like, I'm finna go put my feet in because I ain't got no swimsuit or nothing, but I'm finna go over there. So me and Bertha went down there. Angela and Emily follow us. And like, I'm sitting there mad. Like, I'm trying to talk shit. Like, I'm blue. And I'm trying to get information out of Bertha. I knew she was mad. So I was trying to basically get the gist of why she was mad. And I could see the fact that she wasn't over there talking to them. That clearly means she was mad at them. So I'm trying to catch the tea. And she's not going to tell me with them sitting right there. And I caught it the moment we stepped inside the jacuzzi because 19 was now not on Bertha. He was basically ignoring her. He wanted nothing to do with her. And he was all over Angela and Emily. Actually, he was all over both of them. But I think Emily caught on to the fact that Bertha was pissed off. So Emily backed up and came and sat with us. And it was us three. And Angela, her little ass, was over there. And she was still messing around with him, playing with him. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, bitch, you're weird for that. And Bertha's sitting there pissed off. Like, she's pissed. Because, like, this was her plan. This was her night. Like, if anything goes wrong, like, it's her getting in trouble. She's putting her ass on the line. And you over there being disrespectful, stealing the dude she was trying to talk to. And, like, I know some people are going to look at that and be like, well, that's on him. And, I mean, it totally is. That's on him and his preferences. But at the same time, as a friend, you should have been like, no, like, I'm not here for you. Like, she wanted you. Instead, Angela definitely was folding. So Bertha and Emily leave. They go back upstairs, and I'm sitting there by myself. And while Angela and 19 are, doing whatever they doing, they just sitting there giggling, laughing, and doing the most. And Angela comes over to me and she was like, is Bertha mad at me? And it's like, one thing I hate about girls is you have to ask yourself, is your friend mad at you? You know she's mad at you. So don't come to me looking for me to start a pot because you know she's mad. But I'm also not gonna sugarcoat shit. So what did I do? I told her, yes, bitch, she's mad. Like, why wouldn't she be mad? She is doing all of this. Like, this was her plan. That was supposed to be her dude for tonight. And you basically came and just was like, fuck her. Didn't even talk to her about it. And whatever. Not to mention, I'm mad because at the time, me and Angela had been friends since like 5th grade. So I'm pissed off at her, like I said, once again, because you wouldn't even come with me to the store knowing I don't have a fucking phone. And I was like, that's real bogus. Plus, you drank all that alcohol. You with Emily and him. So, you pissed me off and you pissed Bertha off. And she's like, I'm sorry. Like, that drunk, sloppy shit. I couldn't deal with it. I was like, bitch, get out my face. Like, I was mad. So, I went back upstairs and I was like, y'all can stay down here and do whatever because I'm finna go kick it. Like, you got other niggas. Like, and that was the thing. Don't y'all remember how he had other people come to the hotel, you left like 3 dudes and a girlfriend upstairs in your hotel room, and you're not there supervising shit. So, while they're upstairs, I went upstairs because I'm like, but I don't want to deal with her or him, like, whatever. They basically followed me upstairs. They came upstairs probably like 5 minutes after I did, so I was kind of like, okay, they didn't do nothing, whatever. So we're all in the hotel room kicking it. Like I said, we are like 16, 17 years old. All of these people that are there are like 19, 20. And we look, let me just say as a unit, we looked mad young. We looked and acted like way too young. But my personality is bold. So it's like, I think they could tell we were young. So it's like they weren't really trying to talk to us. But like my personality is bold. So I'm sitting over there drunk. And I'm over there kicking it with like the older people. Because Angela's over there talking to 19, still giggling up in his face. And Bertha and Emily are just sitting on the couch. Bertha's pissed off. And Emily, she just wasn't one of those people that talked a lot. So I'm like, bro, y'all are lame as hell. I did not just come all the way out here to do nothing. They were like chilling with me, cool and whatever. And then they were like, yeah, we finna smoke. We finna go out on the balcony and smoke. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, can I come? And they were like, yeah. So I go out there, and then all of them decide to come out there. And they were looking at them like, bitch, y'all friends can't come. We said you could come, but not your friend. And I was like, okay. So I told, they just stood out there. They didn't get past the blunt or nothing. And I took one hit because I'm just not the type of person that's like, I came with you and they're not going to let you smoke. Like, I feel like that's kind of disrespectful knowing all of us smoke. So I hit it one time because I didn't get no fucking alcohol. And that's, see, look, I'm always thinking about somebody else even when they do me dirty. Because y'all drink all the shit that I came here for. And did not care about nobody but y'all damn selves. And look at me still trying to be a good friend. Interesting. So I took one hit of the blunt and I was like, okay, I'm good on that. Like, y'all go ahead. I'll meet y'all inside. So I go outside and then I come back out and now they letting everybody hit it. So I'm like, hold up. How I put this shit down because of y'all? And then y'all get to hit it and y'all don't come and get me either. Like, I'm sitting in there by myself. I was blue as hell. So I sat my ass on the couch. I did not want to talk to none of them. Didn't want to talk to nobody. Then, the next thing I know, Angela and 19 go in the room. And I'm like, oh, no, she did not. Bitch, no, she didn't. So, they in the room. And I don't know what the conversation they had in the room was. I had no idea how this came about. But 19 come busting out the room mad. Like, he angry. And he looked dead at me. He's like, I got an issue with you. And I'm like, first of all, get your hot ass breath on my face. You ain't come out here and start having an issue with me. Because I didn't do shit to you, little boy. And he was like, stand up. I'm like, stand up? What you mean? Like, you trying to fight? Like, you want to fight, bitch? Like, I was ready to go. Like, in both ways. I was ready to dip and I was ready to go. And then he just, like, he changed his tone real fast when he saw, like, what I was talking about. Because, like, if somebody tell you to stand up, what the hell you think that means? Like, they want smoke. They want some smoke. So I stood up and I was like, you want to fight, bitch? Like, I was ready. And he was like, nah, not even like that. I need you to tell me honest to God truth. And I'm like, what's up? And he was like, are y'all 18? And I'm like, what you mean are we 18? Like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I think you 18, but I don't think the rest of your friends is 18. So I'm asking you because you seem cool and you don't seem like you finna lie to me. So be honest, is y'all 18? And I'm like, I looked around for a second. I'm like, yeah, why? Lying, just lying. And he's like, because I'm over there trying to kick it with Shorty, but she said some real, like, weird shit. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, she was talking about school and shit. And then when I caught it, she was like, I mean college. Because she was saying, like, high school or whatever. And I'm looking, I'm like, bitch, how dumb can you be? And, like, in her defense, we never did tell him our age. Never. So it's like she didn't know she was supposed to lie. Like, he never asked for our age or whatever. So she didn't know she was supposed to lie. But I think she realized she fucked up. And I should have just been honest and been like, yeah, like, we're not 18. So, like, take us home. Because I was ready to go. But me still trying to be a good friend. I'm like, yeah, we're 18. We're all 18. Whatever. But he's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And I'm like, okay, bitch, we 12 then. What's up? Like, I was mad. I was like, okay, we 12. So, is you gonna fuck or not? And he was basically like, oh, you think this shit funny, huh? Like, I could go to jail if y'all not 18, bro. Like, bro, come on, bro, be honest. I'm like, we 12. Honestly, we 12, bro. Like, I was just playing. Like, I was just messing with him because I play too much. But he's getting serious. And he's like, bro, I swear to God. I'm like, you swear to God what? Because, bitch, I still do your shit. I do not care. 19 bodies my ass. You can't even get one. He's like, all right, bro, I'm finna believe you. Because now you just playing with me. So I'm going to just go with the fact that y'all 18 because y'all ain't tell me nothing else. And I'm like, go ahead then. Bye. So all of a sudden, Angela and 19 go in the room. The rest of them come back inside. And I'm just sitting on the couch, arms folded, legs crossed. There was this really cute ass dude with some dreads there. And I was like, bro, he's so fine. But, like, obviously I'm not going to do nothing with him. But it was just like, I just kept looking at him because I was like, bro, he's so fucking cute, bro. He's so cute. And then later I found out he played football at one of these colleges around here. And I was like, damn, he was so muscular. Like, he was so fun. Bertha's like, what's your problem? Why you keep staring at him? And I'm like, bitch, mind your business. I was pissed off. I was like, don't even talk to me. Next thing I know, Emily get up from the couch because us three just sitting on the couch chilling while the rest of his other friends were sitting over at the kitchen table thing that they had in there. And Emily goes to the bathroom. Like 20 minutes go by and like she has not come out. Somebody's like, I gotta pee. Like, yo, no. And 19 comes out the room and he's like, yo, I gotta pee. And she's like, I'm busy. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot she was in there. So then all of a sudden you see Angela come out the room. When I tell you, this bitch looked fucked up. Like, not only was she drunk, her mascara was everywhere. It looked like she had been bawling. She had hickeys here. Like, she had a fucking hickey on her chin, bro. Like, literally right here and on her cheek. And I was like, yo, you look a hot ass mess. And I could not even be mad no more because I was dead. I thought that shit was so funny. Bertha, I don't know what happened in the midst of that. Like, I don't know. I just know, like, she ended up not being mad no more. Like, she wasn't even tripping about the situation. Angela comes out the room and she starts laughing. I start laughing and Angela just runs her ass straight to the bathroom. She's trying to get in and Emily goes, I'm busy. And Angela's like, it's me, let me in. I need to get in really, like, right now. So Emily, like, opens the door but, like, cracks it, like, real fast. Angela walks in and she shuts it again. I'm like, what the hell going on in there? And then 19 starts getting pressed because he's looking for his vape. He can't find it. So he's getting pissed off. He's like, who took my shit? Who took my shit? Who took my shit? And he keep looking over in our direction. I'm like, little boy, we do not want your shit. I got my own. Plus, he had like one of the big ones. I was like, bro, who finna take that shit? So I was like, we have no purses, no nothing. You want to check our pockets, baby? Because we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nowhere to put that shit. Like, what the fuck? I think he realized it wasn't us. Once again, like I said, he left his room unattended with these people who I thought they were his friends like that, but I guess he like knew them, but like didn't know them. Like, they wasn't really his friends. They were friends with each other, but like they didn't really fuck with him like that. So I think he realized what was up, that it was them, because they started doing this shit. So I think the dude that took it, he's like, yo, I gotta go. Like, I got to work in the morning. So him and his girlfriend, they leave fast as hell. Like, not even like 4 minutes after he realized his shit was gone, they dipped. And I was like, okay. Like, I didn't think nothing of it because I'm not even worried about it like that. I offered to help him look, but I was like, there's not many places it could be. Like, there's just really not. He was like, no, like, the shit didn't just disappear, bro. Like, what the fuck happened to my shit? So I guess the other two dudes that were there got pissed off because he was basically like making it seem like he knew who took it. But he wasn't even saying it was them. He was like, it was definitely the other dude. Like, he was like, it was definitely them. That's why he left the fuck up out of here so quick. And I'm like, that shit do make sense. Basically, he just seemed like a grimy ass dude. Like, he just seemed grimy. It wasn't like he looked dirty or nothing. But he just seemed like one of those type of people that he don't really fuck with nobody. He basically look at everybody as a finesse. And like I've been around, and I know just because I've been around too many people like that in the past, that it was like I got a bad vibe from him from the jump. Like I didn't really talk to him. Like I didn't like him because I was like, bro, you look grimy to me. Like you just look like you would do some grimy ass shit, and then look what happens. And I know it's like a $50 vape, so it was like him to be tripping as hard as he was kind of like, bro, chill out. It's not that serious. But at the same time, it's like I invite you over to my shit and you steal from me, bro. Like that's some real whack ass shit. So I understand where he was coming from. Like it may not be about the money or the vape. It could simply just be the principle of things. And I think that's why I understood why he was so mad, because it's like I would be upset too. Like don't come over to my shit and try to steal from me, bro. Like that's real fucking grimy. I'm not saying he didn't have a right to be mad, because he definitely did. But the other dudes, basically, they leave because they was like, because that was they homie. They came there with him. Like, they came in 2 separate cars, but they came there with him. So, I guess, like, I feel him on it. Like, they wasn't going to sit there and let you talk bad about their homeboy, whatever. So, everybody leaves, and I'm like, taking it as, that's our cue. We need to go. Like, you need to drop us off, whatever. So, he's about to take us home. And I'm like yelling in the bathroom because the whole time this is going down, Emily and Angela are still in the bathroom. So I'm like, bruh, like y'all been in the bathroom for like a good 45 minutes. Like a good 45 minutes. I'm sitting there like, knock, knock, knock. It's Taylor and Bertha. Like, what's up? Emily's like, guys, come in, come in, come in. So they unlock the door, we open it, and I get this foul ass smell. Foul as hell. As soon as that door opened, I was like, ooh, I didn't even want to go in. Bertha went in, no problems. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go in here. And they was like, no, you need to bring your ass in here. So I go in, there's stuff all in the sink, like it's clogged the drain. There's throw up on the toilet and all over the floor. I was blue because I was like, never did y'all just have me walk in on this shit. Like, this shit smells foul. Emily had thrown up everywhere. That's what your ass get, drinking too damn much. I didn't feel bad for her. But I was like, oh, y'all got me in here. This is kind of like messed up. He just lost his vape. Now you got throw up everywhere. And I hate to be nasty like this and describe it, but there was chunks all in her vomit. And it was red. Like bright ass red pink. Like it looked disgusting and it was very much noticeable. So I was like, we can't just leave it. We got to clean it up. Well, you know, in hotels, they only give you like 4 towels. So we used all 4 towels to try to clean out this man's sink, clean up his floor, and around his toilet. But now we don't know what to do with the towels. We just threw him in the bathtub. And it still smelled like straight ass in here. So what do? We like, okay, it looks good enough, I guess. We threw them shits in the, in the tub, closed the curtain, and we walked out all good. And closed the door. We were like, okay, we ready to go. Because we wanted to get out of there before he noticed. Because I was like, I don't want no problems. I just want to go home. We go in the car. And this bitch. I'm still so happy that I made this decision. So Angela doesn't want to sit next to him in the car because she feels like he's being weird in some type of way, whatever. And Bertha's like, I'm not sitting next to him. We just fucked him. So I'm like, and I don't want to sit next to Emily in the car. So I'm like, you know what? I get my ass in the front seat. Emily ass thinks she about to sit behind me. Try again, bitch. That was not happening. So, like, Emily was the smallest one in the car, so it would have made sense for her to sit in the middle. So they were fighting over her getting in the middle. I'm like, y'all are dumb as hell, because if he has to pull over because she's got to throw up again, do y'all want her throwing up over you? So they decided Bertha was gonna sit in the middle, and Emily was sitting behind 19 in the car, because like I said, she wasn't sitting behind me. She tried to get in that door. I locked her ass out and told her to go on the other side. And Angela sat behind me. Bertha sat in the middle, Emily on the other side of the car. Because I was like, if she throw up, she ain't throwing up on me. Oh, God. So we're driving down the fucking freeway at like 70 miles an hour. All of a sudden, you hear... And when I tell y'all, I broke my neck. I broke my neck so fucking fast. And I went like... just stared at her ass. And I was like, pull over now. And he's like, why? I'm like, do you want to throw up in your car? And he's like, you finna throw up? I'm like, not me, her. And he looks back. He's like, oh shit. So he swerved. He tries to come to a complete stop. She opens the door before he even stops and starts puking on the freeway. And then he finally stops the car. The car finally stops. And she's just bleh, bleh, all over the place. But one thing I didn't realize, like, Bertha's holding her hair while she's throwing up. Her hands are covered in throw up because it was coming up and she's trying to catch it in her hands. So her hands are in throw up. I look to my left and he turns his head to look at her, but he turns it like the other way. All of a sudden, I see throw up on the back of his head. And I was like, yo. So I look at Bertha. Bertha looks at me and I'm like, so she flicks the shit off the back of his neck. Like the little chunk, she flicks it. And he's like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, and she was like, I don't know, I just wanted to flick you. And I'm dying laughing because I'm like, bro, that is so nasty. Like, I would have been pissed off. Like, Emily would have been got out the car and would have been walking. Or she would have been punched in her motherfucking throat. And she would have still been thrown up to this day. Because if you would have threw up on the back of my neck, bro, we would have had straight problems. It would have been straight smoke on sight. I don't care. And that is why I tell, like, when we was friends, I used to talk about this shit all the time. I was like, bro, I'm so glad you stood and sat behind me. Like, she thought I was being petty, but I was like, no, bitch, I know how it is. Like, you're gonna throw up again, and I don't have time for it. I don't. But that was, like, the funniest part of the night, because I was like, yo, that shit is a ratchet. But we finally, after another hour and a half, she didn't throw up no more till we got back to the crib. We get back in the house after hopping up on the chair, pulling it all up. We slick, we got away with it, all that. Then I'm pissed off because we didn't drink all our bottles, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get drunk. So I start getting drunk. Emily starts drinking more like a Looney Tune, and she ends up falling asleep on the toilet. Bertha is drinking so much, and they smoked my motherfucking weed. I was so pissed off. They smoked my weed while I fell asleep. I'm spread out on Bertha's bed, so I'm the only one in the bed, spread out, sleep. Angela and Bertha up, chilling. They smoked my weed, and Angela ends up throwing up outside the window that I'm next to, and there's just puke everywhere. Just everywhere. And I was like, yuck, bro. And it's like winter time. Like, it's literally like Christmas Eve. So there's snow on the ground. So you could see her throw up outside the window. You could see her footprints throughout the window. So we thought we got away with it. But her mom eventually knew what was up, because she comes home and she sees all this shit outside her window. And she's like, what the fuck? But that's really all that happened. And it was a lot. Like, it was a lot for one night, now that I think about it. But, like, the show was so whack. It was such a whack-ass party to go to. It was a waste of time. It was stupid. And needless to say, I never did anything like that ever again, because I was like, it was a waste of time. It was stupid. And I had zero fun. I felt like I was fucking babysitting as normal. Like, I hated going out with those girls, because I always felt like I was babysitting somebody, and I didn't like that shit. Like, I never felt like I could have fun, because if I wasn't on top of shit and in charge, who was going to be? Like, nobody. So I just never felt like I could do anything or enjoy myself, so I never went out with them again. Like, I was like not about it. So that's the end of the story. I'm sorry it got so long, but like I said, I had to explain a lot of stuff for like y'all to understand why this night was so bad for me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed another one of these hot mess stories that I call my life. And I will see you guys next time. Love you.